The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn is set in St. Petersburg, Missouri, in the early 19th century. Huck Finn, a boy raised in poverty, lives with the widow Douglas and Miss Watson, who try to civilize him with religion, manners, and schooling. Huck struggles with their expectations, longing for freedom instead of polite society. His abusive father, Pap, reappears and kidnaps Huck, locking him in a cabin. Huck eventually fakes his own death and escapes down the Mississippi River. On Jackson's Island, Huck finds Jim, Miss Watson's enslaved man, who has run away after overhearing he might be sold. Huck joins Jim, and together they set off on a raft down the Mississippi River, symbolizing both physical and moral freedom. As Huck and Jim face natural dangers and encounters with people along the river, Huck grapples with the moral codes of the time. Society teaches him helping Jim is wrong, but his conscience pushes him to see Jim's humanity and value. They encounter feuding families, dangerous conmen, the Duke and the King, and various schemes that test Huck's growing moral independence. Huck is taken in by the wealthy Grangerford family, but witnesses the senseless violence of their feud with the Shepherdsons. The brutality of this feud contrasts with the simplicity of Huck and Jim's life on the raft. Horrified by the senseless violence, Huck sneaks away during the chaos, finds Jim, who is hiding on the raft, and together they flee down the Mississippi. Two conmen join Huck and Jim, staging fake performances and swindles in river towns. Their most notorious scheme involves pretending to be relatives of the recently deceased Peter Wilkes to steal his estate. Huck, disgusted by their cruelty, secretly works to expose them, marking his moral growth. Eventually, Jim is captured and held at the Phelps farm. Huck debates whether to betray him by writing Miss Watson, but ultimately tears up the letter, declaring, "All right then, I'll go to hell." This moment solidifies Huck's rejection of society's corrupt morality in favor of friendship and loyalty. At the Phelps farm, Huck pretends to be Tom Sawyer, his mischievous, imaginative friend, only for the real Tom to arrive and play along. Together they stage an overly elaborate plan to free Jim, though Jim had already been legally freed in Miss Watson's will. Tom is injured in the escape attempt, but survives. With Jim truly free and Huck disillusioned with society's constraints, Huck decides he cannot return to civilization. He resolves to head west, seeking a life of freedom away from the corrupt social norms he has outgrown.